Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back to It's Not a Podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. Another day, another gang of battle raps. But today I want to have some grown talk. We're going to recap it, man. So far today we got Daylyt dropped Ayo at the beginning of the day. Joey returned with Crash Dummy, which was fire. Daylyt returned with I Can't Hold You, and then Daylyt doubled back with Word is Born. If you notice what Daylyt has been doing, all of his joints, how you, Ayo, I Can't Hold You, it's all been New York slang. You know what I'm saying? Word is Born has all been like New York slang, like odes to New York and this whole back and forth between the West and the East. And then Jay hit a J3, dropped Last Supper. I want to concentrate on Daylyt today. So listen, I'm gonna be real. Daylyt dropped Ayo, and it was a lot. I didn't love the beat. It just felt a bit all over the place for me. The story at the end, I don't think it was malicious what Light was doing. It was just weird on purpose. It was left. It was unpredictable. It was creative. It was Daylyt. Daylyt is wildly unpredictable. That is one of his superpowers. You know what I'm saying? Aside from being a technician, a rhyme technician, Daylyt is wildly unpredictable. When you think he's gonna go right, he goes left. But Ayo was over my head. I didn't love the beat, and it just didn't land for me, right? If I'm being honest. Joey dropped Crash Dummy, flipped the pop beat. That was fire. Mostly going at Ray Vaughn, but he was addressing everything. The song was more of a bop, so to speak. It just moved in the right way. Joey's flow, the pocket. He was using Kendrick's peekaboo flow a little bit. He was just kind of trolling, but in the pocket, but still rhyming. And his Troy rhyme scheme was dope. Wordplay, fire. Joey really landed with that one. Then Day dropped I Can't Hold You. That was good. I like that better than Ayo. I'm like, okay, now we get into it. Then we got Word is Born by Daylyt right after. And this is where I have to stop and applaud Daylyt for what he's doing. Salute him. Again, when you think Light is going to go right, he goes left. You know what I'm saying? When you think he's supposed to do something or that you're going to put him in the box, he exists outside of those lines, because Word is Born wasn't a battle record. It was a dedication to the late Capital STEEZ, and it was heartfelt and it was sincere. And I know some people, I did a live earlier where I was talking about this, and I know a lot of people was like, we listened to it for the first time, and people were like, yo, why is he dropping this in the middle of a battle? We don't want to hear this. This is wartime. We don't want to hear this. Like, what is he doing? But the way I look at it is this, and I'm talking to y'all at the audience. If Daylyt dropped this song on a random Monday, he's part of a room full of Mirrors Mondays, they drop their records. If it was a Monday where there was no battle, there was no beef, and Daylyt came and dropped this Word is Born record, a dedication to Capital STEEZ, would you have listened? You, the audience, would you have listened? And be real and be honest with yourself. Chances are probably no. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you super tapped in and you're a diehard fan, there are people who love STEEZ. We recognize that. There are people who love Daylyt and tapped in with what a room full of mirrors are doing, and they love that, and y'all would listen. But the average fan, you who are not tapped in, if he would have dropped this, would you have listened? And the answer is probably no. So it all started like a week ago. Daylyt posted a picture of STEEZ on his IG, on his Instagram, and then he deleted it. And many started to assume, because the battle was going back and forth, that he was going to say something foul about Joey's friend, who is no longer here, who took his own life in 2012. And then at the end of Word to My Mother, Light literally ended with these bars. He said, sacrifice, you big goof. If the world knew what beep knew about you, they jump off a bridge too. Everyone assumed that the beat he was talking about was STEEZ, and that on the next joint, Light was going to take it there. Except the bars didn't all the way add up, right? And I mentioned this on the video. I recorded the video on May 19th, the day that Light dropped Word to My Mother. But then I did a live. The video, it was rendering in time. It was uploading. So I didn't publish it until the 20th. It was like after midnight. But I published it before Word is Born came out. But these were my thoughts, right? These are just my thoughts. So Here's what I said. I'll just play the video. Also, Daylyt is pretty accurate with the facts. He's a guy who chooses his words very carefully. Pretty accurate with the facts, with his words. And I don't want to get into the gruesome details of it, but STEEZ didn't jump off a bridge. And the incident where we lost STEEZ happened in the middle of Manhattan on 23rd Street. It wasn't a bridge. Now, someone who did jump off a bridge, and thank God he's still with us. It was a failed attempt. Someone who did jump off a bridge and he's still with us was Ab-Soul in 2022. Boom. So I had questions because the bridge part didn't add up to me. And Light is very intentional with his words. I'm like, just something don't add up. So today Light drops Word is Born. And with the opening bars, he says, see that bar about the bridge? It wasn't for STEEZ. It was for soul. The very thing that you sold to be cold. Living sober, it was hard watching my friends go older. Suicide taking the conscious ones. He could see this shit live. Hip hop thriving. Look what we did. I put my G's in the sky. STEEZ, I miss you. This shit for rap beef. Me and Joey don't got issues. Your face tatted on my right arm so the world can't forget you. Next to Nip, Prodigy, X. Oh, what do you think y'all got in common? This bigger than rap. Some deaths came from the things we was rhyming. It just heartfelt, dog. And Light has a tattoo of STEEZ, real facts, on him. And from there, Daylyt just told the story. Talked about how he met Soul, and Soul introduced him to the 47. The STEEZ thing was 47. How he put him on the STEEZ in the beginning days of Pro Era, and how that influenced them, and almost how Soul and Pro Era were connected and were the glue, and how much it meant to Daylyt. And Light was just being open about the things that inspired him. It's a beautiful, beautiful record. And I feel it would be a disservice, as much as we are excited about the bars, as much as we are excited about the competition, as much as we are excited to see just the spirit of these brothers go back and forth. It's important too to support our artists and their expression when it isn't battle time, when it isn't war time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun to see and it's fun to watch, but this hip hop, man, and this is our life and this expression, this is our culture. And for a lot of artists, this is therapy. This is the way that we cope with problems and the ways of the world, is being able to write it down and spit it and send it out to the world. So I just want to salute Daylyt. I respect the move. The move is unorthodox. I don't know any other MC that might have done it, but when it comes to Light, you got to expect the unexpected. The whole back and forth has been fun. And in the middle of it, Daylyt gave us something to make us feel something. Made me feel something. I know that. And I respect it. So that was it. I just want to come here and say that, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know, about the record in the comments, what y'all think. And rest in peace, Capital STEEZ, man. Live long, STEEZ, man, for real. All right, peace.